Hello. I'm just trying to see how this work. I'm planning to once a month do a live and go from there. Um, this is this is just for me trying to see how things work. Yeah. Do. Okay. How would I if I decided to like go? Yeah, so that means you already see my computer. What's this? Share screen. Oh, okay, yes, that's where you're gonna see. Hmm. Okay. Share. Okay. But how come? I guess I have to get off there. That's where I can see myself. It's hard because I'm like, how are we gonna put myself? Okay. I'll go here. Mm-mm. Because this is gonna be more of budgeting, business, tech, life every month. So when I'm just trying to see, that was 6 years ago. What's on the tech? There's a lot of podcasts now in town. I'll be listening to podcasts because I have a few podcasts that I already hear. Things like this, I'll be
You, just
listening
you,
to.
building your app.
Um, but I have to prepare myself. See, it's new. I'm having my coffee. And then give my 50 cents.
A Opeia Motors, designação oficial da entidade que vai gerir o complexo industrial de montagem de veículos automóveis na Zona Econômica Especial, é a mais recente unidade de negócios dedicada à montagem e comercialização de viaturas. O grupo investiu para a abertura da fábrica de montagem de viaturas cerca de...
That's good. They need more cars for buses. Não tem muito carro de tabaco para a população baixa. Então, this is good.
de 120 milhões de dólares. O projeto inclui a comercialização e assistência técnica pós-venda de veículos e visa reforçar o compromisso do grupo com a modernização da indústria angolana, criação de novas oportunidades de emprego e inovação, bem como contribuir para o desenvolvimento econômico do país.
Estamos todos de parabéns neste caminho que o país vem desenvolvendo, do crescimento da sua economia, da sua diversificação, da nossa industrialização, e são estas iniciativas.
My problem is like I don't know, depending how many people they should I speak in English, should I speak in Portuguese? That's my biggest problem. But I guess depending how many people come live, if there's more English speaking people, I'll speak in English. Yeah.
Iniciativas, respostas que são dadas aos impulsos, às políticas de estímulo ao desenvolvimento económico que, portanto, fazem e dão todo moderna. Portanto, saímos daqui com esta nota muito positiva do trabalho e a confiança que os investidores, e no caso, sobretudo, investidores nacionais, vão depositando na nossa economia.
O crédito à economia real cresceu em 2025 e concentrou-se na província de Luanda com 51,44% e nas grandes empresas com 54%, estando 17% das operações desembolsadas neste âmbito em situação de incumprimento, avançou recentemente o Banco Central. Segundo o governador do Banco Nacional de Angola, Tiago Dias, os dados sobre o crédito à economia real 2025 mostram sinais encorajadores, com um crescimento de 22,6% em relação a 2024, correspondente a 1,36 bilhões de kwanzas, contudo inferior ao crescimento registrado em 2024 em relação ao ano anterior, com cerca de 30%. A companhia aérea TAG
É bom, tem muitas coisas a mudar em Angola. Espero que a infraestrutura que eles estão a fazer vai durar anos e não vai estragar rápido.
e o Standard Bank Angola estabeleceram uma parceria que permite a compra de bilhetes de passagem em prestações. A Companhia Aérea Nacional informa em comunicado que a compra de bilhetes de passagem em prestações mensais é válida para os itinerários de viagem com início em Angola operados pela TAG exclusivamente para clientes do Standard Bank Angola. Os bilhetes de passagem podem ser solicitados nas lojas TAG em todo o território nacional através do call center. A TAG diz que esta medida proporciona condições vantajosas aos seus clientes e passageiros que passam a beneficiar de um plafond de crédito de até 5 milhões de kwanzas financiado pelo Standard Bank Angola, pagando o bilhete de avião em até 6 prestações, sem juros e tendo apenas um pagamento inicial de uma comissão única, conforme o período de reembolso. O preço do barril...
That's good and bad. Not Angola going on pay later. I guess it has to. Como se chama aqui em Canadá? Chamamos. Mas no Canadá. Nos Estados Unidos é que usam, nós aqui não estamos a usar muito. Pay later. Pay later. What's the other name of it? It's involved. It used to be a long time ago. Now you're involved. So it's good and bad because people are gonna be traveling a lot, but also owning a lot. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
O barril do petróleo Brent abriu em queda. O Brent, referência para as exportações angolanas, foi negociado no mercado internacional aos $63 por barril, menos $1 do valor negociado no fecho anterior. Assim, o Brent segue $2 acima do valor estimado no Orçamento Geral do Estado angolano 2026. Noutras commodities, a Bolsa dos Estados Unidos da América estava a negociar a saca de milho para entrega no futuro a $424, mais $3 do valor negociado no último fecho, 386 mil kwanzas, ao câmbio do Banco Nacional de Angola. Já o café estava a ser negociado a $3.925, menos $124 do que na última sessão. A onça de ouro para entrega no futuro foi vendida a $4.668, mais $49 do valor negociado na última cotação. E o metro cúbico de madeira serrada foi negociado a $609, mais $57 do valor negociado na última sessão.
One thing I think, alguma coisa que eu acho que Angola precisa são fatorias. Fazer alguma coisa que a África precisa, né? E aí eles vão conseguir ter population to sell their market, you know? Não sei se vão precisar um Amazon, warehouse, something that will give them job and also assist the African market. You can see my history of what I watch, my podcast. Yeah, I guess it's good. I'm gonna have to organize what I wanna see ahead of time, and then I can just move instead of you seeing all my history. I've been watching this podcast about the Nigerian hair estate. I just watch it bit by bit. I like a podcast. So let's see what else we can watch. That is only a few minutes, and then I am out because this is gonna be fun. And once a month, that's crazy. Alright, let's see what else. There was Remiti. Mm. Oh, I have a slow cooker, and I left some food in my slow cooker, and now I'm eating my breakfast. It's good, except it overcooked. It was way too long on the slow cooker. Well, and also I have a meal. I didn't take that long. Okay. What are we gonna watch? Just one more thing and then I'm out. Oh, I think I'm gonna do is like I watch something in Canada or in the States, and then the other half I watch something in Angola, and then that will be it. Yeah, watch this.
What if you can create your own website by saying, "This is what I want"? With Wix,
So that would be, yeah. That's I think that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna find something about tech in Angola, tech in Canada and the States, or over the world because it's basically the same. Because it's different kind of tech in Angola and Canada. This is not a fucking way of stopping it. Okay, let me stop here. And I would do, yeah, and then I'll listen to one podcast quickly and then the highlights, and then we'll go from there. Okay, let's listen to this, and then I'm out of these testing grounds.
I spent most of my early 20s convinced I was behind on career milestones, behind on having my life figured out, behind on basically everything that social media told me I should have achieved by 25. But here's what I've learned after working across multiple organizations for over a decade and talking to hundreds of people, both mentors, head of departments, CEOs, about their biggest regrets and wins. And the thing we stress about in our 20s are rarely the things that actually matter. And the things that do matter, we barely think about. So in this video, I'm sharing the 6 things that looking back, I've realized truly matter in your 20s, the foundations that will set you up for a life with no regrets. Number 1, have a bias towards action. So many of us spend so long researching the perfect side business, the ideal workout routine, the best way to learn a new skill. We make detailed plans, create spreadsheets, watch all the YouTube videos, and then do everything additional except starting. And this was a lot of my 20s. I'd always find a way to convince myself that I wasn't ready just yet, that I needed to learn just a bit more before taking action. And I still find myself falling into this trap a lot and talking my way out of things. But I have to keep reminding myself and coming back to the core idea that is, you don't learn by thinking about something, you learn by doing it and then getting better. And there is a point where you need to stop over planning and start putting the work into action. Your 20s and your 30s are the ideal time to develop a bias towards action, because that is the ideal time to build these habits. And it's also the time where you have fewer responsibilities and more room to mess up. The cost of failure is lower, but the learning potential is huge. If I could go back to my 20s, again, my early 20s, I would remind myself to start before feeling ready. Take the imperfect action rather than waiting for the perfect plan. You can always adjust course along the way, but you can't steer a ship that isn't moving. Number 2.
That's true. I mean, my 20s, I spent just getting to know the culture of Canada. But I wish also I had ventured more out. I was very concentrated on just learning English, being aware of like really getting to know the culture really well, so I don't feel embarrassed when I don't know things. But I wish I had tried more stuff. Yeah, I think 20s is a good time to start something, business, travel, and then go from there.
Build your financial foundations. Your money decisions in your 20s might seem small, but they're actually disproportionately powerful. The habits you build now will either work for you or against you over the next 40 years. But most people think they'll just figure out money later, but later never actually comes. You get busier, you have more responsibilities, and suddenly you're 35, 45, 55, wondering why you haven't started. We spend 2 hours researching which restaurant to go to, but we won't spend 20 minutes learning how retirement works, even though that knowledge could be worth thousands and thousands in the future. It's honestly mind-blowing when you think about it. When you start learning about money in your 20s, understanding how compound interest works, figuring out the difference between bad debt, good debt, or just getting clear on where your money goes each month, you're setting yourself up completely differently. I remember when I first understood compound interest properly, it was like someone had just switched on a light. Suddenly, I could see why starting early mattered so much. It's not about being perfect or having loads of money to start with. It's about building that foundation of knowledge so that when opportunities do come up, or when life does throw one of its curveballs, you know exactly how to handle it. Every bit of financial knowledge you pick up now is an investment that pays dividends for decades. Number 3, build.
That's true. By my 20s, where was I? Like, I finished college. It's good. I did my nursing. I finished, and then I was just trying to pay off the nursing school. So I did not start my saving. I was fortunate because I end up in the hospital and they automatically have retirement saving, so that automatically just did for me. But I also had RSSP, and I was putting a little bit off on RSP, so I was a little bit saving, but not as much. And I didn't know anything about stock market or anything else. I have no idea about those stuff.
The networking. The people who opened up the most doors for me in my 20s, and even now, aren't the people that I networked with, but the people who I had built a relationship with. And it's quite funny because we hear during our career that we need to network. And we think of that as just collecting a business card at a networking event or adding someone on LinkedIn. But actually building genuine connections with people you actually like and respect is often where some of the best opportunities come from. So think about how to, above and beyond the networking, connect as humans first. Maybe a shared interest, helping each other solve a problem, or just a good conversation that sticks with both of you. Instead of thinking about what people can do for you, think about what you can also do for them. Share interesting articles, make helpful introductions, celebrate their wins with them. Be the kind of person that others genuinely want to see succeed. Because when opportunities do come up, people don't think, oh, who do I know professionally? Very often they think, who do I actually like and trust? And that's the difference between networking and relationship building. Number 4, design.
Yep, networking is good. I still haven't done any networking professionally, but I'm starting to. I'm going to a few seminars this year. Yeah, I'm trying to go to 2, and then I'll see. I also want to go to a tech one and just see what's new, and yeah, networking.
Your life intentionally. I followed the classic blueprint. Go to school, go to university, get a job because that's what you do, applied for jobs in finance, and then continued on that path. And I thought I was actively choosing my life decisions, but really I was just following the default path and the milestones that society had laid out for me. And the scary thing is the default path really isn't designed for your happiness. It's designed for other people's expectations. And the truth is, if you don't actively design your life, someone else will design it for you. Your boss will design your schedule. Social media will design your priorities. Society will design your definition of success. And actually, a really good question to ask yourself to know if you've intentionally designed your life or if you're just living by default is asking yourself the question, would I actively choose the life that I'm living right now? If I could start from scratch, is this the path that I would carve out for myself? Your 20s are the perfect time to start getting intentional about this before you become too set in your ways or too comfortable with the wrong path. Be intentional about crafting your life in this decade, about what you actually want before you become institutionalized and lose the voice that you have. By the way, if you are watching this thinking, I have no idea what life I want to design and whether I'm living the default life or not, that is completely normal. Most of us don't just wake up knowing what we want to do. And so I've created a completely free financial life design workshop where we figure out what direction you want your life to go in, and then how you can rewrite your money story in a way that moves you closer towards your life goals rather than further away from them. Most people spend money in a way that keeps them stuck in this default path. But when you flip that and start using the money that you already have to design the life that you actually want, everything changes. Again, the workshop is completely free. You can find out more information in the description below. Number 5.
It's true. If I do it over again, if I go back to my 20, would I be a nurse? No. But would I work on the healthcare field? Yes. Because there's always job. It's very stable. And I'm glad I have a really stable base. Now I'm trying to venture out of this stable base and build something else, which is good. But I waited for so long. I wish I had started getting out of my base on my 30s. But now, anyway, people change their careers under 40. So I'm planning to change my career and we'll see where it's going to land me.
Think of your career as a portfolio, not a ladder. I used to think building a career meant climbing a ladder. One clear path, one right direction. So I spent most of my 20s in banking, working my way up, only to get to the end of my 20s and realize that the ladder I'd been climbing this entire time was leaning against the wrong wall. And now looking back, I realized that the mistake wasn't choosing the wrong path. It was just staying on it for way too long, out of fear, out of habit, out of wanting to not waste the years that I'd already put in. The modern career, it isn't a straight line, it's a portfolio. It's about collecting experiences and building a mix of skills, interests, and lessons that compound over time, even if they don't all fit neatly onto a CV. If I could do my 20s again, I would spend way more time exploring, trying different industries, saying yes to more projects that looked interesting, learning things just because they seemed cool, rather than if it impacted my promotion or my status or my pay. The skills I picked up whilst I was in banking, many of them I still use today, just in ways I never expected. And if I kept moving or doing something new, as soon as I felt like my learning was stagnating, I would have been able to accumulate even more skills and experience. So my point here is, instead of asking, is this my forever job? Ask yourself, what am I learning here that I can use anywhere? That one question makes sure that you are always learning, and it turns every role, even the ones you hate, into a stepping stone. And number 6.
That's true. You always should learn something. Even out your work, you should always learn something that's going to help. Either learning to teach the next sort of nurses. Like I'm talking about my nursing job. Like be an internship. And then, teach them what to do. There's so many, be a teacher in the hospital setting. There's always something to do. There's always something, even be a master computer, because we use computer programs, different programs. Some hospitals use Epic, we use PowerChart, and there's other ones. So if you become a master of it, and then you can teach other people, you can always teach someone else different computer skill. Yeah, you have to be now the English words, it's out of my tongue. Yeah, don't be stagnant.
Enjoy the journey. There were moments in my 20s where I was so stressed about my career and trying to make the right move and get promoted as quickly as I can that I completely missed some really special times. And I remember being away for a weekend with my family, my immediate family, my extended family. And that entire weekend, my mind was in overdrive because I was anxious if I was going to land the job that I interviewed for the Friday before. And I kept checking my phone, I kept checking my emails, and spent the whole time in my head instead of just being present with my family. And it ended up being the last trip with my granddad. And I often look back on it wishing, I wish I just enjoyed it more and actually was there in the moment. Your 20s, even your 30s, can feel like this constant state of once I get this job, or once I figure out my career, or once I have more money, then I'll be happy. But the truth is, there's always going to be another goal, another milestone, another thing to worry about. I'm not saying don't have ambitions or goals, those definitely matter, but don't let the pursuit of your future happiness rob you of your present happiness. Some of the best moments in your 20s are the random Tuesday nights with friends, or the spontaneous trips, or the conversations that go on until 3 a.m., even though it means you have less sleep before work the next morning. And that job that I was stressing about that weekend, I got it, but I ended up not even enjoying it that much and leaving the bank the next year. But I can never get that weekend back. Your 20s aren't a dress rehearsal for your real life. This is your real life. So work on those goals, but don't forget to actually live whilst you're doing it. Overall, as I was recording this video, I realized that the most important investment you can actually make in your 20s is becoming someone that you can truly rely on and take bets on. So you may as well build the habits, the skills, the discipline, the confidence to be that person for yourself. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a bit more of a life reflections video rather than a personal finance money video or a self-development video. If you enjoy these, I've got another playlist right here.
It's so true. The last one she said, you have to kind of enjoy the enjoy life. Even little achievements, you can reward yourself. I think I have a friend that really told me, like, she like you, just little thing. Maybe there's a coffee shop that you want and it's a bit expensive. You can set goals to that will be your reward. If something happen in your life, you can reward yourself for that place, and you can start saving small little money, and then from there you can scout to different things like spa, like going and try new restaurants in the city, hiking trails, making new friends, different friends that don't think the same as you is also important, because they also challenge you, because sometimes you can have friends that think the same, have the same mentality, but if you have one person that doesn't have your mentality, and you guys can have good debate together, and then that's really nice. Anyway, people, I'll leave you. Well, it's just me practicing this for the next time. It's snowing here. We are still on the Baltic cold weather. Right now it's -11. It feels like -20. Ooh. And then we have orange warning for snowfall. So it's gonna snow. They say it started at 12, but it already started here in Hamilton. It's small flurry. It's gonna snow the whole day. We're supposed to get 10 to 15 meters of snow. Ooh, they increase it. Now it's supposed to be 20 to 35 centimeters. I don't know how I'm gonna go home tomorrow, because if it goes all night, it's gonna take me 3 hours to go to work, 3 hours to come home. But it's okay. I'm just gonna listen to my podcast and take my sweet time. Okay, I am going to next month. I'm gonna send invitation for everybody, but I just wanted to see how this work, and then how am I gonna do things. So it's gonna be interesting for the next month. I'm looking forward to it. Okay. Oh my god, 30 minutes already. We're going by. Of me practicing, it goes really fast. And I don't want to spend more than 30 minutes because I don't have time to do this long life. Some people do it. So I guess I'll just pick 2 small little videos, discuss about it, and go from there. Peace out. This is my face. Okay, how do I end this? See, I don't even know this. End stream. Okay, here.